Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. So just a very quick update video today, as 4.1 is almost ready for prime time. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you all so much for the support, it is truly appreciated. Cannot do this without you guys. So StarCitizen 4.1 is on the cusp of releasing to the live servers, with the latest PTU patch being a release candidate, meaning the build currently on the PTU is potentially going to be the build that will release to live. Now we are going to run through the patch notes, but before we do that, if you are interested in the TOBII Tracker 5, it is currently on sale at 15% off until the 3rd of April. And using that link in the description below will take you to that deal while also providing my channel with a direct kickback. So thank you to all of you who have done so already. Okay, so checking out the patch notes. This patch has this new mesh configuration, which is 73600, meaning one system has 7 servers, the other system is handled by 3 servers, and there is the usual 600 hard cap player count per shard. Now originally, I thought this meant 7 servers in Stanton and 3 servers in Pyro, but it could certainly be, and is more likely to mean 7 servers for Pyro and 3 servers for Stanton, as that makes so much more sense based on the scale and the requirements of each system. We still need official word from Cloud Imperium to say for sure, but that makes more sense to me. Now with this build, there are no new additions, only fixes, which include further optimizations to help reduce the bandwidth in spikes, or the B-win. There is a potential fix for players getting the black screen with current location saying invalid location ID when you die. And then for creatures, the juvenile Valakor worms should no longer be seen floating sideways over the ground when they are moving to a new location. So a few new fixes there. The known issues list does have quite a few critical and a couple of high-rated issues. A few of them are from the previous builds, like not being able to see party members on the star map, or getting thrown into an asteroid field when travelling through the jump point, or even just getting flung to the middle of nowhere when you fail a jump point. But there are a few 4.1 specific critical issues that I really hope they can get fixed before going live. For example, turning in additional Wakulo items will result in those items disappearing, so for now, only give exactly what he's asking for. The Atlas is still teleporting players around when you enter. Not sure if this is specific to just the tractor base Atlas, or whether the new Geo will do this as well, but it is very annoying, and one that from what I understand, can result in a player death. So if the Geo is coming out, hopefully they can get it fixed before that releases. Players can also potentially spawn at the center of the Pyro or Stanton system after selecting their primary residence. Certain vehicle components will clip into the ground when snapped to the cargo grid of the freight elevators. Now I think that this is one that has been a big issue for a while. If it is the same thing, it impacts mining greatly, as it also encompasses the saddlebags. So glad to see that it's on the known issues list, but I really hope that they can get this sorted before 4.1 goes live. And then the last known critical issue is for the 890 jump mission, where meleeing an enemy will cause the mission to not complete. So be sure not to melee during this mission until that has been fixed. But there you have it, that is the current release candidate for a live release. Now it could come today, it could release to live today. I think it is likely that with these known issues, they will look to do more fixes for the build tonight, and either release it to live or keep it on the PTU until Thursday, maybe Friday, after they've had chance to fix a few more of these issues. Now, regardless of when it does go live, they will be putting a 4.1.1 build onto the PTU almost immediately after 4.1 releases, which will bring more fixes and improvements, not to mention any of the smaller hotfix updates between 4.1 and 4.1.1, just to tackle any issues that crop up from moving to the higher player counts that can only be attained via a live release. So far, it's kind of panning out as expected, with the quarterly patches being the bigger patches with more content. So 4.1 end of March being quarter 1, 4.2 end of June being the quarter 2 patch, 4.3 will likely be the quarter 3 patch at the end of September, and then obviously 4.4 for the end of the year, with these smaller builds like 4.1.1, 4.2.2 and so forth being used to target the new and long-standing problems. So if this continues, we should see a lot more bug fixes, performance improvements, playability, stability, all that stuff coming thick and fast throughout the year. Also, not to mention, I know we've seen the Geo and the Golem, which are both releasing when 4.1 goes live, but it looks like Wakillo has a new modded Atlas surprise in store for us, being this modified Atlas with guns. Now, this isn't the Titan suit, as that is made by Virgil, and I don't think it's a Drake mod, as others have been saying, as Drake are their own manufacturer. They won't, and probably technically, legally wise, won't be able to take a vehicle from a different manufacturer and then just mod it for their own needs. So my guess is, before I've really seen it, I've only seen a little leak of it, but my guess is that it is a version of the Atlas that has been modified by Wakillo, and likely will require you to bring him a base Atlas and a couple of these Klaus and Werner laser repeaters, amongst other things, and then he'll craft it for you. I might be wrong, but I will be taking a closer look at it on stream today, so be sure to come and hang out. That is twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother. You can either watch it on Twitch, or you can watch it here on YouTube. I will be live today at about 2 o'clock GMT. But with that said, here's hoping they can get the rest of these critical issues at least fixed before it goes live. But 4.1 is on the cusp of releasing, so do be sure to get yourself set up. Put all your stuff away from your hangar, finish off those refinery jobs you've got going on, and hopefully, whatever that bug was that caused all those components that everybody bought to disappear, hopefully that is not going to happen. Anyway, with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. I also have a second camping channel if you would like to watch me off-gridding in real life. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for the support, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.